Alright, so who stands out to you guys when you think of like one of this generation's greatest entrepreneurs? For me, it's Elon Musk is definitely up there. I mean, he like co-founded PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla. The list goes on and on. He's definitely, in my opinion, shaped our society while also shaping the future of technology. I believe I'm incredible to talk about Elon Musk because I've done extensive research and I'm also pursuing a business degree. So Elon Musk had a rough childhood. Nothing was handed to him. He grew up in a very poor family, but I feel like that really helped turn him into the person he is today. So first I'm going to talk about Elon Musk's past and early life, and then I'm going to talk about where he is today, and then I'm going to explain what companies he's helped found and how that's helped change the world. So first, he was born in Pretoria, South Africa, which I didn't know. Second, he's always been fascinated with creating new programs and creating different games. And he created his first video game at the age of 12, and it's called Blastar. And which I didn't know, the game Asteroids, which are in Teslas, is basically a spin-off over there, which I think is kind of cool. The game he made when he was 12 is in a car nowadays that you can play. So he was also bullied throughout grade school, and he didn't have any he grew up in a poor family, so he didn't really have anything. At the age of 17, he moved to Canada to avoid military service in the South African military. He attended Queen's University first, but months later transferred or just went to UPenn, where he received his undergrad econ degree and his bachelor's degree in physics. Right after that, he moved to California, where he was going to pursue a PhD in energy physics, but dropped out just after 2 days and started a startup company called Zip2 with his brother. So Musk's road to success started in 1995 with the creation of Zip2. It was a software company, and in February 1999, it sold to Compaq Computers for $307 million, and he received $22 million of that. And then 1 month later, he co-founded X.com, which was bought out by Confinity and rebranded as just PayPal, which in October 2002 sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, and he received $165 million of that. And then in 2001, he got into the idea of space exploration and all that. So he wanted to basically purchase refurbished rockets, but he found out they were way too expensive. So he basically founded SpaceX with $100 million, and just 3 years after they started the whole company, they got a contract from NASA to send out materials and astronauts up to the International Space Station, which I thought was kind of cool because it's just 3 years after you start. And then in February 2004, he joined Tesla Motors and became the chairman of board of directors. And then a few years later, he became the CEO and head product architect in 2007. And then just recently in 2018, he was fired from being the head of the board of directors, but he still remains the CEO and head product architect. In 2006, he co-founded Solar City with some of his cousins, and just a year after in 2013, it became the second biggest solar company in the U.S., but with the plans that they have with other companies, it's easily going to become one of the biggest solar companies in the world. And then just recently, in 2016, he founded the Boring Company, which I think is a funny name, but it's basically he has plans to build high-speed transportation that would basically eliminate or help reduce traffic. So clearly, Musk has been a part of some of the biggest companies, in my opinion, of this generation. And for example, without SpaceX, there wouldn't have been deliveries to the International Space Station that literally have changed so many things. Rockets, the future of rockets have completely changed as they've made and designed a new rocket that is reusable, which saves so much money. The Boring Company will reduce traffic, which will introduce fast daily commutes, which would also be powered by Solar City, which is better for the environment because it's clean energy. And then lastly, Tesla, I guess, has made it cool to own an electric car, which is crazy because you see so many Teslas out nowadays, and that's also better for the environment because it's not gas, which isn't polluting the environment. So now that I've talked about Elon Musk and what he's done and why it's important, it's time to wrap up the speech. So first I talked about Elon Musk's past and early life and what has helped him get to where he is today. And then I explained and listed all the companies he's founded and been a part of. And last I explained how he has changed the world. So with everything he's done nowadays, it's just like crazy, and like he's like part of so many different things, and his net worth is up to roughly like $24.3 billion. At just like he's not even like at the peak of his career yet, in my opinion. So Elon Musk had a rough childhood. However, in my opinion, it helped him turn into the person he is today by helping create so many great companies that have helped change the world. So I'm going to end this speech by a quote that he made a few years back. When something is important enough to you, you'll do anything in the world, even if the odds aren't in your favor. So thank you.